Yeah, here I am. It's finishing up time on the Volkswagen Westfalia. So what did I do? I did get open door. Oh my wrist is so bad. Anyway, I did get the seat belts in. There they are. I did get, what other things did I do? Oh, the smoke is coming into the cab from the motor. So eventually that stuff will burn off. I did get the this works now, but there's no windshield wiper on it. This is on, and that's but not completely hooked up yet. Got the badges on, that's very important. It's a Volkswagen Vanagon L. Vanagon L. And that smoke is coming from down in the engine compartment there, coming into the van from that open hole in the back. So I'll get that blocked off. I also, like underneath, I was playing around with the, oh, you can't, underneath the car, way under there, I was doing work on the heater and stuff that came with it, and I'll show you that now because I was gonna show you way long time ago and I forgot. So I'll go in here and show you. And that heater is not serviceable, sadly. It's just there's one part on it that's not fixable, I don't think. Yeah, here's even my flashlight. If anybody knows, see right there, there's a little, can you see that? There's a little hole right where the fuel goes in there, and then if you blow through here, it'll come out that hole. So that's no good to have fuel coming out like that. And that part there doesn't seem to come out of the body of the heater, so I think it's a hooped heater. So that's sad, but that's how it is. So then I do have one of those Chinese heaters that heats on diesel that they use for trucks that I had planned to use for the camper on this thing, but we'll just see what happens. Anyway, I took it out and drove it around a bunch on the front yard, back and forth, and it seems to run pretty nice. I'm waiting for all the smoke to burn off the exhausts. Hopefully it's not. No oil going in there because nothing dripping. And seems to be, everything is pretty good on it for now. So we'll leave it at that for this episode, and I'll stick around. You can see what I did. It's not too long because I didn't do very much. So see you next time. Well, welcome back to the grind, hey? So here we are, a new week, or a new episode, call it. That's tape. Anyway, I had the roof up. I was showing it off to a friend, and then today, I think the only things I really want to do is get the seat belts in, right? And the transmission thing. I'll get that out and see what I can do about checking on that. So first things do, take the roof down. Or I could leave the roof up while I put in the seat belts. That's a good idea because then I don't bash my head on it. Okay, leave the roof up. Yeah. So today's job is to get the seat belts in, which is, yay, accomplished that. So they are in, they work right. Hooks on there, hooks on there, hooks on down here. Same on the other side. And they seem to work. Now the original seats in it had a holder right down there for these, but these seats, there's a holder right there that I put them on because then they'll move with this, travel with the seat, eh? And that's good by me. Okay, and the seats are held down solid, so we're okay with that. Anyway, that's enough for that for today. Yeah, here I am back at the Vanagon 1982 Westfalia camper van. So yesterday I was did some more work on it, and I was able to get the badges on. So this one here is the whatever you call it. It says Vanagon L, and this one here it says Volkswagen. And then the original car came. They had a little goes through, and then there was a clippy thing on the back. But those things are typically don't make it more than one time. And I went and I get this. You can get this stuff here at Canadian Tire, and it works great. It's called Auto Advanced Exterior Attachment Tape. It just comes in a little roll like that, double-sided tape, and it seems to it holds all that kind of trim stuff on. Like I've got the trim on there and there, and then this whole back thing here, which has clippy things that go and hold it in. Oops, sorry. All this back, this rubber here, it has clippy things that hold it on there, but I also put on some of that double-sided tape, and it just holds it in nice and tight, so there's no whoopies on it. And on the front, I know there's a couple of pieces of trim around somewhere for it. Right in here, there's supposed to be a rubber bit on there and over there, but they'll be coming. Then I worked a whole bunch on these door latch. Here's this door latch here, and the locking mechanism on it doesn't work very at all. And I tried to loosen it up to get the key working. Found these things on Go Westy for like $40 each. So, don't you know, new keyed lock, and they come keyed. So there's two of these coming, one for each side, plus little rubber things that go back behind there. And then I also on Go Westy, I've got the proper seal for the door coming, which will be nice. And then I did this here too. Now I'm still thinking about how to do the interior of the doors, which with lots of guys, lots of girls, lots of people, they do. Like they take the card, make a new card for it, and then they carpet it, which actually seems to be not a bad idea. And I've got lots of carpeting for this car. I have to get some underlay. I was watching on Rusty Beauties the other day, and he did carpets for the TR3, and he's pretty good at sewing, but I'm not too bad at sewing now. I've got lots of practice after doing the hovercraft stuff, so I'll see if I can sew on. He showed me he showed us the proper way to sew on the what do you call that? The trim around the edge of the carpets, which I did one time. Like I've got carpets for my Mercedes-Benz, and I did that. Put the trim around them. I actually bought trim, put it around, but I didn't do it right. So you can see the thread marks, and the way he does it, you don't see any thread marks. So there you go. That's if you want to see it, just go and look up Rusty Beauties and look for the TR3 restoration project, and you'll find the sewing of the floor mats in there on the Rusty Beauties channel. Okay, that's all for now. Bye bye. Yeah. So here's my helper's here with me. Very, very helpful, this guy. And haven't said a thing about what I'm going to do today. So today I'm going to actually, I'll put the roof down. I had that up the other day because some people were here and wanted to see what it looked like up, or I wanted to show them what it looked like up. And so I'll put the roof down, and then I'll go to work on that transmission thing. Oh, doggy, you're not allowed to have those. He just likes chewing on anything that's chewable, right? This goes in here. You're a menace. You're not allowed to have any of that. That's very important stuff. You can have stuff in there. There's stuff that you can chew on, I'm sure, but not that. No, not that. Anyway, we'll carry on, and I'll get something going on the transmission tunnel, the transmission thing. And then I'll also think about getting the heater and stuff reinstalled into it, and that way I can put the floor underneath the underneath part all together, and it might look all right. Okay, that's all. Enough babbling. I'll get, as Rusty Beauties would say, Elan would say, get crack-o-lackin', right? Yeah, so I thought I'd run the wiring from the front to the back. I don't know, you can, let me see, I'll get in here. So it comes, I had these bags of wire here, and it goes into the body there, comes out here. These, I think, are for something camperish, don't know. Then this wire here, this goes back to the, oops, better not pull on that because I'll pull it right out of the thing. That goes back to the back here, and that's the wire for the rear window defrost, right? Then these wires here, another bag full of wires here, they come in here and here, and they go to the back. There's, right down there is wires for the rear window washer. This thing, I think these are lighting wires for inside the car. Not really sure yet. And then the other wires are for the windshield washer. So, and then there's a ground wire for, I need to find a ground wire for the windshield ground thing. Rear window defog, yeah. So the rear window defog wires come out here, and this wire here. So I'm going to close the door so I've got more slack, then I'll refix that wire, and then this ground wire goes right here, and that grounds the door. And then over on this side, all you need is a wire to go from this to a ground point up here, and that should solve that, right? We'll see. Anyhow, that's what I'm up to, so I'll just carry on, me and my very best helper here. Yeah, so lots of the wiring is pushed into place. The wiring for the up there, the wiring for the, oh, what do you call that? I just laughed at the doggy guts. This is the tube for the windshield wiper on the back, right? There's the wiring for the pump on the back. The wiring for the windshield wiper itself is right in here. I had it out the door there so I could solder on it, and it hooks onto right there, and that's ready to go. And I need a piece of hose to go up into the thing that is on there, but I'll figure that out. Might have that piece somewhere. Don't know. Then this is the wiring for the windshield wiper up here, and it goes through. This wiring here is for interior lights. Red comes. This wiring here, blue and gray, and I really don't know what they're for. Maybe I'll figure it out sometime. Anyway, that's enough for today. Wiring. It's getting like it just slowly but surely gets closer to being ready to go. Anyway, there we are. See you later. Yeah, here I am back at the Volkswagen. Now, I did get today, I've been out here without the camera, right? But that's okay. Not too much exciting happening today. I did get the wiring figured out for the rear windshield washer thing. I'll just show you. It actually works. So you turn on the key, and then you press this that way. Did you hear that? It was going rrr, rrr, but there's no wiper on it yet, so once I get a wiper on it, then you'll be able to see it go back and forth. But it does work. And then I have to figure out the wiring for the rear window windshield washer, which is also, well, it's figured out. It's right there. I just have to get the stuff put back in there soon. Then I was looking at the heater, the old gas heater that came on this thing. Sadly, is, I don't think, serviceable. It's got, in the fuel inlet, there's a hole, rust hole in the fuel inlet, and it doesn't seem to be any way to reconcile that safely. So I do have this thing here, which is I'll just show you. It's kind of a halfway interesting thing. which I did buy a while ago with this in mind. That's what it looks like if it's all in the box, but here it is here. One of these things. Now, I'm thinking about trying to get this mounted in there so that it, this is the air inlet, and then the air exit's over there. So it provides heat for the system. And then it'll be just on a temperature control from the inside of the car. You don't have to, it's not hooked into the dashboard anywhere. It's just you put a thermostat in there. Anyway, I'll show you when I get going on that later. Yeah, so yesterday I've got this thing here out, and it covers underneath here, covers up all that stuff and keeps it out of the weather. Now, in a former life, this thing had a gas heater that went right in here. I'm just going to leave all that stuff there in case I ever find a gas heater for it. The gas heater that came in it, well, I'll show you. I'll dig it out and I'll show it to you. But everything, it looks all right on it except for where the fuel goes into the heater, and there's a hole there, so it would leak fuel all over the place. So that's not exactly what you need. That turns into a real fire hazard. So what I'll do for the short term, I have one of those Velnor heaters in there. Did I show you that? Anyhow, it's in here. It runs on diesel, but it comes with its own little tank and everything. So it's like it's one of those things there. And I might install that inside. It's like the heaters that they use in diesel trucks to keep the cabs warm for those guys in the winter. Anyway, but that'll be later. Right now I'll put this underneath so it keeps all that stuff protected, right? So that'll be next. So I painted this up yesterday. I cleaned it all off, and it was pretty good shape. The outside, I just left it alone because it's got a whole bunch of rust inhibitor on it. So I'm just going to leave that on. You can see a couple of places where my paint dripped out, but that'll get covered up pretty quick with dirt. So I'm not too worried about that. It should be fairly, whatever you call that, fairly rust-free now. Right here, a little hole that rusted through right there, but I just cleaned it up and covered it up with paint, so it'll be all right. Yeah, there, that thing's on. Just a bunch of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 12 bolts. 12 bolts hold it on, and then it's sort of open at the back. There's a piece in the middle there, right there, where there's a cover that goes on that. I think I've seen it around. I don't know. So the next thing I'm going to do is see if I can pull this, the famous, that thing there, right up there. Oh yeah, that thing right here is the cover on the governor for the automatic transmission, which is right here, right? So I'll see if I can pull that off of there and maybe improve it a little bit. I'm not sure, like it seems to be wet there. I think it might be leaking down through there and then going over here somehow, and maybe I'm mistaken about it leaking at the main seal there. Who knows, eh? But this seems to be wet there, so I don't know. It's leaking somewhere, so let's see if this fixing that will help it. Okay, here we go. Yeah, so quite a long time ago I ordered this bit here from eBay, which was, surprisingly, it's the same thing. There you go. See? Same height. And then this little handle here, like I'll put the elastic thing underneath the handle, but first I'll just clean this off and go from there. Okay. Yeah, indeed, there was a seal in there, and it's a same size as the one that the Go Westy guys sent me. Now, there's another seal here. It's a small one. Where is it? Oh, I put it somewhere safe right away. And it's just like a normal seal. Wait till I see if I can get that shook down here. There, you can see that? Like a normal seal that goes somewhere. Don't know where. I'll see. They say it's for doing the governor, so I don't know where it goes. So I did find where the first one went. Wait, I'll show you here. So the governor just slides out that far right there and slides back in. I don't know whether the seal at the other end of that thing. Maybe it's on the other side of the carburetor, of the transmission. Can't see anything over here because the light's in my eyes. Just right here and see what's up there. No, can't tell where that might be. Be up there somewhere, eh? Maybe it's right there. Can you see it? Can you see anything in there? No. It's gotta be on this part. It's on the transmission part. But I don't see where it goes. And I don't think I want to pull apart too deep. I just want to get that governor cover back on it. So I'll let that, I'll be happy with that. I'm pretty sure that, well, see if it leaks. The transmission's working, so I don't think there's a big problem with pressure. So we'll just put the new cover on and see where we go from there. Whoops, don't want to shut off the light, want to shut off the camera. There we go. Yeah, so there's the old one, and I filled it up with water just to see if it was going to leak anywhere, and it doesn't seem to be leaking anywhere. So that cap is reasonably good. Not great, but it's reasonably good. Then I've got the new one on here. I'll show you. Oops. You don't need to look at the floor, you need to look up here. So there's the new one on here. And this, so you just go and put this, get it sort of on there. It slides on pretty easy with the new seal. I put some dielectric grease in here so that it would slide easier. And dielectric grease doesn't expand rubber, so it's okay to put it on there. And then I made sure that this is clamped into the right spot everywhere. And that seems to hold it in tight. So I guess I'll pull it down and we'll give it a whirl and see what happens. This looks pretty good now. It's got the floor in. Me and my floor. Yep, there we go. Okay, so I'll just carry on. There we go. On a bit of a spin around. I don't know, the camera was going there and then it quit. So just going around the property here. Running it in a little bit, you know, one of these days I'll be able to get it on the road. I'll get the insurance and stuff set for it, but for now I'll just run her back and forth a bit here and see if it's anything bad happens. So far it sounds all right. Noisy beast, but I think that'll get better if I put some insulation into the back there. And it seems to, you know, drive along all right. So far it's a dune buggy. The mirror works, okay. And it steers nice, it goes straight. You put your foot on the brake, it doesn't pull one side or the other. So things are pretty good. Can't complain too much about it. Once we get it all finished putting together, then we'll see if there's anything else it needs. I'll take one more spin around and then I'll park it in the back. There you go. Oh yeah, there we are. I think it sounds like a Volkswagen, doesn't it? Maybe I'll get my temperature gauge out and see what the temperature is underneath there. God only knows what it's supposed to be, but I'll check it out anyhow. Yeah, so there I had the temperature gauge out, right? And checked everything around. So valve covers on each side is about 85 degrees, same. And then underneath On each side it seemed to be about 185 at the exhaust pipes. Yeah, 185 at the exhaust pipes, and about 96 or 94 on the head. So I think that's well within the range. I don't know what it should be, but that doesn't seem to be too hot to me. Anyway, there we are. Pretty good for an air-cooled motor, and it's sounding okay here. So I'll park it up. Like I want to move that one out of the way. Maybe I'll move that car out of the way, and then I'll put this one over there for a while. Okay, that's what I'll do. Anyway. Oh boy, here I am. Whoa, here I am. It's, let me see. Is this the ending or the beginning? It's the ending. Anyhow, I've got the van out of here, and it's over here, parked for now. And I just I put a piece of metal underneath it there, just to see if anything's gonna drip on it, and then I'll know if it's dripping oil or not. But that's all for this one, for this episode. Now, just mostly finishing up stuff from the last time, right? So there, that's all right. Okay, so hope you enjoyed it all. There's the Buster, hey? All tied up and nowhere to go, right? Okay, so I'll see you next time. Bye for now. Yeah, there you go. Pretty nice day out today. Heading down to the beach with old Buster here. I'll catch up with you down there. Yeah, so here we are, coming up on the beach. Pretty early this morning. Usually I don't get down here for another hour or so, but out early today. Well, it looks like low tide-ish. And all things in the frog pond are good. Finally it's drying up a little bit. Yeah, here I am. So, I don't know, you likely can't see it, but there's a couple of blue herons out there. And there's a sailboat out there. I don't know if you can see that or not. Right out that way. And I can hear the kingfisher behind me somewhere in the woods. Blue herrings are right out there somewhere, wading around. Then, as usual, empty beach. Just me and Buster. Hey? And Buster's doing his usual. I have to hunt for something here. Don't know what though. Okay, see you later.